Welcome to episode 33 of the Marvel edition of the Castles, Capes, and Clones vlogcast. Today, we are talking about Quantumania. We're talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier's trailer, breaking records, and more. We are Castles, Capes, and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post. Hey everybody, I'm Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot, Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Same here.
It's a little chilly, but yeah.
Oh, is it chilly there? It's chilly here, but not too bad. I can stand it. I can take the cold.
Oh.
The cold doesn't bother me anyway.
Nice.
Oh, wrong podcast.
Yeah, I don't really go outside, so it doesn't really. But I can tell that it's colder. So
yeah,
my joints are aching.
Yeah.
Don't get old, kids. Don't get old.
You want to share that Wondercon news that you shared? That kind of fits in this category of Marvel.
Yeah, I just saw a tweet from Wondercon that they, no surprise, they thought that COVID by this time would be better. I think we all did last year around this time.
Yeah.
Well, March. But sadly it is not. And so they will not have in-person events. So I'm guessing that means we're going to learn about probably some kind of online events, similar to what they did with Comic-Con. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully there'll be some, Marvel-ish news or something. But no Wondercon this year, which is no surprise because that usually is like end of March, sometime in April, and that's literally like 2 months away, and we're not even I don't even know when I'm gonna get vaccinated. I'm still in the check back later category.
Yeah. So we will see. But it's good that they canceled it this year. I mean,
I mean, even if they did, there's no way. There's this way. Even so Comic-Con's crowded. WonderCon is still crowded, and it's also it's mostly indoors. Even when you're outside though, that's
a lot of people.
Yeah, that's where all the kind of cosplayers gather and people are taking pictures when there's so many of them. And that's where the food trucks are, and that's crazy. So it's funny. I was just thinking about that the other day. It's I wonder when we're gonna get announcements for the cons this year. WonderCon's coming up. Comic-Con.
Do you think they'll have Comic-Con this year?
No. I mean, I feel like for an event, they know that event, it's crowded for a mile radius.
There's a sea of humanity.
Yeah. It's just nerds upon nerds upon nerds. It's
right.
Not even inside's crazy, outside's also crazy. Just going through, if you've ever been to San Diego, the Gaslamp district is right outside the convention, and that place is even more crowded, I would say. Sometimes because for the past decade, Comic-Con has kind of just gone past the walls of the convention center and just spread throughout all of San Diego. So much so that for a lot of businesses there, that weekend is a big chunk of their business. So but,
I know that's the only thing that I wish didn't happen is that San Diego's economy, I think, depends a lot on Comic-Con, and so
that convention center.
We want to see them suffering.
Yep.
But
so I guess Star Wars got it right, because I remember when Star Wars canceled a Celebration last year, 2020, and then they said, well, we'll just have it in 2022. I remember going like, what? Now it's like,
Yeah.
no, they're kind of right. Like maybe 2022 is probably the better choice. So
Yeah.
yay.
Well, yay. Yeah, exactly. Well, it'll eventually we'll be able to do these things again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just have to take precautions now.
Indeed.
Anyway, moving on to the news. So the Super Bowl spot for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer has broken new records. It's apparently the most watched TV trailer in the history of television.
Hmm.
Yeah. And the one thing that it also did reveal is that the series will premiere on March 19th. Yeah. So that means that, like, shortly after the last episode of WandaVision, we go right into Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's like there's like a week
Mm-hmm.
in between, right? Because tomorrow's episode 5.
Tomorrow's episode 6.
Is it 6?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
6.
So
And
then
goes
there's
from
one
9.
more in February, and then March 5th is the 8th episode. And
So
then
6, 7, 8. The 9th episode is the 5th.
9th episode's the 5th.
Tomorrow's the 6th. And the 7th is the 19th. 8th is the 26th. And then the 5th is the 9th.
Wait. Today's the 6th. Next week is the 7th.
Which is the 19th.
Next week is the 19th?
Today is February 11th.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I was thinking that it was later in the month.
No, not yet.
All right. Well, scoot laboot. Okay. So then, yeah. Is there 9 episodes? I thought there was only 8 episodes.
It was 9.
Oh,
I thought there was 9 episodes.
I'm all for 9 episodes. I don't want this series to ever end.
Yeah. So
But
we have 4 more episodes left. So
yeah. But I'm not surprised that it broke all these records. I mean, the thing is that we have not had Marvel content for the longest time. And then WandaVision came around. But I think WandaVision was one of those series that people kind of fell into. And people like us were really excited about WandaVision. But the average viewer, I think, was like, what is it? I don't understand. And even those first 2 episodes, people really didn't understand it. Now they're totally into it.
Yeah.
Now it's like become one of the most talked about shows, you know.
Yeah.
But Falcon and the Winter Soldier is very much typical Marvel. And I think everybody's so excited to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, not much else going on. Like this is where we would have seen so many. I don't know what's amazing is that it's a TV show trailer. It's not even a movie trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there's really nothing coming out. Like normally in Super Bowl, we would see the big trailers for all the big movies come out in the summer.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, it's very reminiscent of like a feature film, that trailer. So yeah, not surprised. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, no one else is outside, so people are watching TV.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
All right. So Darcy Lewis, who we know was in for Thor, now from WandaVision, she's going to be appearing in other Marvel projects, according to Kat Dennings. I'm all for her. I love her character.
Yeah, Dr. Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, I wonder if her tie to this story puts her also in Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see
Yeah.
her in Ant-Man and have her and Randall Park again.
I know they're a good
Ant-Man.
team. They're a good
Yeah.
team.
There's like people going like they should just either do like Randall Park's Jimmy Woo takes over Sword and this becomes the head of Sword, or they open up their own version, like the Marvel version of the X-Files, and it's Jimmy Woo and Darcy.
That would be funny.
I would definitely watch that.
Yeah, I definitely would watch it as well. Yeah, I would watch a series about them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I mean, like I always liked Darcy's character from Thor because I thought she brought this like quirkiness to it.
Yeah.
And then anything that Randall Park is in, I've loved. So
yeah, it's both of them are really good comedians and
definitely
a lot of fun.
And so far, I feel like their chemistry together on screen is pretty good. So
yeah, that's why I would totally watch a show about the two of them teaming up.
Yeah.
Because they've been a highlight of WandaVision.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can imagine them doing like even if he's still the FBI and she's a scientist, that they have to be, they're the ones who investigate all the weird stuff that goes on in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And given that it's the Marvel universe, it can go in really crazy ways.
I know.
So
yeah, it's crazy.
But other than if it's like several projects, I wonder if she also I don't know if Spider-Man's considered a Marvel project. I mean, obviously he's a Marvel character, but it's not a Marvel Studios thing. It's a Sony. Well, I guess it's in association with Marvel. So
yeah, they can have Marvel characters show up in Spider-Man. So
right. I'm just going by like the literal like other Marvel productions.
Right.
Because she's tied to this kind of whatever happens in this series with the multiverse, she would have been at the forefront of it. So maybe she'll become like the expert in this kind of phenomenon. So maybe we'll see her in that role. Also in Spider-Man, because I guess the three movies, right? Are the three movies, the three things. WandaVision, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man are supposed to be really tied together. So
right. Yeah, so I can imagine her in both Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
It'd be cool to see her riff with Peter Parker, I think.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can. They would probably have good chemistry as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, Keanu Reeves reportedly has been offered the role of Kraven the Hunter in a spin-off series, not a Spider-Man film, but a Sony spin-off series. That's interesting.
Sure. I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. He can play whatever.
I know. I was like, I can totally see him as Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that he would be really cool. Like a really cool. I want him to be in a Spider-Man movie because, but I don't know. They want to rush these films with their characters that they have. I mean, I can understand it at the same time.
And like Spider-Man, I think it's because like this upcoming movie seems to be really tied to what's going on, like as a major plot point. So it makes sense that he's not in it.
Because of the Spider-Verse,
or they might be building up to their own, like the whole thing with when Andrew Garfield was Spider-Man was building to the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
And and who knows, they might try to like introduce characters into Spider-Man and then culminate in a Spider-Man movie with the Sinister Six, their version of the Sinister Six.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I'm hoping that that if Keanu Reeves is Kraven the Hunter, Kraven the Hunter, whoever plays it, that eventually him and Spider-Man meet up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like that would be the end game. At some point, it becomes when Spider-Man can have a movie that's not central to the MCU story. I think that can be a possibility. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it'd be kind of cool to see Keanu and Michael Keaton work together and something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like as soon as they said Keanu Reeves, I was like, you can totally see him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, all for it. Let's do this.
Exactly. All right. So Watchmen writer Stacey Osei Kaffour has been tapped to write Marvel Studios' Blade. Now, I haven't seen Watchmen, but you have, right?
Nope, I have not.
Oh, no?
I don't have HBO.
Oh, really?
So I have not watched it. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I have too.
So, the praise that it gets for its storytelling, I can totally see it. But yeah, I have no reference because I've never been able to watch it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm just glad for some movement on Blade, aside from the Mahershala Ali casting. So that's really cool. Okay, so Tom Holland has talked about Spider-Man 3. He has called it the most ambitious superhero movie ever made. Now, granted, he's working on the film, and of course, but it does seem like it's one of the most ambitious superhero movies of all time, if it is indeed true that all of these superheroes, all of these villains and other versions of Spider-Man are going to show up in this movie. Like, it's something we've never seen before.
Which, at the same time, he also denied that the other versions of Spider-Man are in the movie. So,
right.
That could just be Marvel talk because, we also, the same thing with Tatiana Ali.
Yeah.
Tatiana Maslany. Yeah. When she denied that, she was like, "Oh, I never heard of She-Hulk."
Yeah.
So who knows? But it's funny, like he said that, but then he also said like he denied that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were in the movie. So, I can't imagine it being the most ambitious movie and not having Doc Ock, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield. We know for sure, right, that Jamie Foxx is in it.
That's what they haven't officially announced any of these characters.
Okay, so
but
it's still
like
all
it's more
still.
Yeah, it's more like trusted news sites
sources
have gotten this information, and at one point, like with Evan Peters and WandaVision, that had gone around so many times. Did we know it would happen? But still, we were surprised. You know what I mean? And I think that's going to be the same thing with these movies, or Spider-Man 3, is that I think, we have the idea that these characters are showing up in the film, and when they do, we're going to be surprised nonetheless.
I think so. I think from what has been rumored. I think there's still a bunch of stuff that hasn't been leaked.
Right.
Like I seriously believe we're gonna see one of the Into the Spider-Verse cartoon characters in there as the animated version of
Spider-Ham, please.
Any of them, really. I mean, it could be all of them.
I would like to see. Yes, I would like to see Spider-Ham. I'd like to see Spider-Man Noir and Penny Parker. Yeah, I'd love to see all of those. But I would love to see Penny Parker as anime.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not going to be like the live action version. It's literally going to be the animated version of them,
right?
In the movie at some point. I think just to hit home the whole multiverse thing, because I mean, that movie did play into it, and it kind of did reference the live action stuff as well. So I think they are in the same multiverse. So that's what I'm predicting. I think that the secrets that they haven't released would be that there's the animated characters going into it.
Yeah.
And my Babe Ruth, I'm just gonna point out and say this is gonna happen. I want to say the Japanese version of Spider-Man is gonna appear in there.
Oh my gosh. I finally watched Marvel 616.
Yeah.
The whole thing, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And that Spider-Man episode was so good.
Good, right?
Yeah. I mean, I totally want to see Japanese
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see that series. Somewhere.
Right. I know. I was thinking, I hope that one day Disney gets to air this on Disney Plus, because it looks so
interesting,
insane,
crazy.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's like I just want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see it too. I'm like, I don't like, even if you don't even dub it, I just want to see it. Like, I actually don't want them to dub it. I just want to hear it the way it is, and then
I don't want.
I'll read the subtitle. That's fine.
Yeah, I'll totally read the subtitle.
But yeah,
I don't.
The way that whole thing came about was one, it's an amazing story. So you haven't watched Marvel 616 on Disney Plus. It's a documentary series about really broad range of Marvel topics.
Yeah.
Like it starts off with the Spider-Man Japanese TV show and the history about that, and then it goes on from there and stuff. So it's really good.
Marvel artists, highlighting certain artists, writers,
the collectible world.
Yeah, the collectible. The one with what's his name, Paul Scheer.
Yeah,
where he's trying to get.
He's going to get his own.
His own animated series.
It was based off
an actual
thing, like animals.
Yeah, I forget what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called though.
Yeah,
but, it's. I mean, it's a great episode, just that dives into kind of what it takes to pitch,
to make,
and try to get a show made in the Marvel universe, kind of thing. With he's a writer, he's a comedian, actor. So but he's always kind of like one of the nerdy,
actor
personalities.
Yeah.
So
I totally want to see that show though. Once they pitched it, I'm like, they were making it sound stupid, but I'm like, I actually would want to see.
I'm like,
show.
I would watch this show.
Yeah.
Like I've seen weird cartoon shows when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like
I know. Yeah. There are weirder topics, and I mean weirder subject matters and things like that.
So, why not superhero-y animals,
right?
With weird, like robot parts and stuff.
Yeah,
it's hard to explain, but yeah, I would say watch that show. It's like Disney Plus has really on point documentary series. On there about a wide variety of things. So like it's crazy how well done they are.
Yeah.
I just want more. So
Yeah. Well, the Behind the Mask is going to be coming up soon.
yeah. So
and can't wait for that
yeah.
one.
So like it's cool that there is content on Disney Plus, like a lot of it that's new. That's outside of Marvel and Star Wars. Because I really think I've probably watched more documentaries on Disney Plus than I've watched anything else. So
Yeah. So true.
yep.
All right. Well, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is filming in Turkey.
It's interesting.
Which is interesting. I wonder what they're doing in Turkey. Now, I know that Kang the Conqueror has had ties to Egypt, but that's not Turkey. So I don't know. Maybe they're switching up his origin story or something.
I mean, it could just be filming locations that make it look different, or
Maybe
even if
they're
it's
on
tied, even if
vacation
it's even if it's tied to
Egypt.
Like I don't think right now Egypt has the greatest political
Right.
happening, so maybe not film there. But if you're not filming in front of the pyramids and whatever, you could probably make parts of Turkey look sort of ish,
Right.
like there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I considering that it's usually the Bay Area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where it is? I wonder what they're doing in another. Because I doubt they're gonna make Turkey look like San Francisco.
Right, exactly. I mean, I can't imagine filming in Turkey is going to be cheaper than. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
San Francisco is expensive.
Yeah.
But I wonder if like they've had to adapt the story to film in a place, because I also would think that maybe San Francisco is a little bit hard to film in during pandemic, so maybe they've had to change locations to somewhere that is a little bit more remote, or maybe they're able to do kind of like their own production village where everyone's just quarantined together.
Right.
Because I definitely don't think you can do that in San Francisco. But I wonder if it affected the story. Like, well, we had this story, we have to tell something, like the major plot points, but like in a different setting because of just the state of the world. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see. But yay, we're getting movies.
Right.
One day.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait.
Yeah.
1970s Adam Hugill is joining the cast of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse Madness. And a lot of people think that he is going to be playing Rin Tra, which is a minotaur from Greek mythology and is from the planet Reval. He possesses a multitude of magical powers, and one of them is which he can pass through different dimensions. So it seems like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to be pulling together people who can like move through other dimensions, because we already know that America Chavez is going to be part of it. Now this guy Rintra is supposed to be part of it as well. You know, obviously the title Multiverse Madness, we already know that there's going to be a multiverse of madness. And guys, it just seems like, you know, that movie is going to be insane as well.
I feel like that might be the most ambitious movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Marvel in itself is the most ambitious like undertaking in cinema history, I would say. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like between those two movies and what has been rumored, I feel like they're going to be the craziest movies in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like it's going to be one of the linchpin movies of this phase.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I just love Doctor Strange, and I love the first movie. I loved him in Infinity War and Endgame. So,
And I'm
yeah.
sure we're gonna love him in WandaVision.
Oh yeah.
As one of the other rumored
Right. That's what all the bets are.
That it's him
in Las Vegas. I guess
really.
Yeah, they're doing a like setting the odds on who's going to show up.
Appear.
And the most favored is Doctor Strange. But they've got like Doctor Strange. I think Magneto is on there. Yeah. Who else is on there? I forget. There's some others. I think
I've heard Reed Richards, Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw my hat in and be like, Jubilee.
Just randomly.
Randomly Jubilee.
Yeah.
And then I win all of it because no one says Jubilee.
Right. Yeah. If Doctor Strange shows up in WandaVision, even though in my heart I know that it's going to be him, this cameo that they're supposed to have. I don't know if he's a cameo or if he's supposed to be whatever part he plays. I just feel like it's going to be Doctor Strange. I'll still jump up and say, "What?"
Yeah, I mean, like we knew that Evan Peters was going to be in it.
Yeah,
but that didn't stop me from going like,
they did it. Yeah, they actually did it.
And I'm sure, and I'm still definitely in the same camp that I don't think that was the Luke Skywalker moment that
right
Lizzie Olsen was talking about. I think there's something bigger, and that was pretty big. Like, it's the only thing I wish we never heard some of these rumors, because imagine that if we had not known anything about that would have blown my mind even more so.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have blown mine as well. But I still was surprised. I mean, like, I still, some of these rumors, I kind of like just take it in and hold it, over here. I like file it away.
Yeah.
And I forget about it until the show actually happens. And then I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's why you could tell me the whole plot of a movie and I still will be surprised. So that's why I don't mind spoilers so much, but I get your point. Like, take for instance with Force Awakens. I had no idea that Han Solo was going to be killed. And
spoilers.
I know, spoilers. I mean, seriously, if you have not seen that movie in how many years now? 6 years, 7 years, or whatever. You're never.
I don't know what is time.
Yeah. But anyway, the point is that I literally like gasped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gasped. I was so surprised. And so, it would have been nice if we had that kind of
like the Grogu moment.
Right.
Got like, I think that's also one of the times I was just surprised. Like, I was like in The Last Jedi, I was actually pleasantly surprised that I didn't hear anything about Yoda at all, and I went crazy when I saw Yoda.
Right.
Like, what? Yoda?
I know.
Never would have thought. But like, like that's why I wish we had that with WandaVision in a way. Like I wish we didn't know a lot about like the Mandalorian also. Like, they kept season 1 so secret that it was great, and I wish we didn't hear anything about WandaVision and like Mandalorian. Like I haven't really heard a lot about Winter Soldier and Falcon the Winter Soldier, so I'm gonna try to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I really don't know a lot about Winter Soldier.
Like I'm glad like the trailers have been a lot of the same. Like I'm assuming that what we're seeing in the trailers is a lot like from the first episode.
Right. Well, there's no hint as to what the plot is going to be.
Plot.
You know,
I mean, we know Baron like Zemo's in it.
Zemo's in there.
Is he the main protagonist?
We don't know.
Antagonist.
Yeah.
You know, with Marvel, we finally saw. I don't know if we finally saw because I sometimes I don't pay attention to trailers this closer it gets, so I don't know if I remember seeing Sharon Carter.
That was the first time they showed Sharon Carter.
Yeah,
Cotter.
Like, Sharon Carter.
Yeah, Sharon Carter.
Like I'm curious what her role is, where her character went after. I want to know if she acknowledges Steve Rogers because they had that thing, and now he's gone.
And what she says, I mean, like, what is she going to say? He dumped me for my aunt in the past.
Well, like, does she know? Because
I'm sure that
like,
by
something
now
happens.
she must know.
Like, I'm curious how that paradox works itself out.
Right.
Or they even acknowledge it.
But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, he kind of dumped her for her aunt.
All right. So I'm just like, with what's going on in WandaVision, I'm really curious, like, what is going to happen in Falcon and Winter Soldier? Like, they have such ambition that I don't think it's going to be just a typical TV show. Also,
yeah. Oh no, I don't think so either. I mean, I think it's going to be,
or whatever comes out of it. Like we just still don't even know if it's a limited series or if this is an ongoing. Like, are we going to get a season 2 of this show?
This one I can see an ongoing.
Yeah,
because you got 2 like popular characters that are probably solving some kind of crime or doing some kind of, trying to find justice for
right,
or I don't know, whatever.
Like kind of the way Kevin Feige talks about WandaVision, like it's a story they needed to tell, but they couldn't tell it in movie format.
2 hours, yeah.
So is this is this going to be also done like it's a serialized show, or is it 1 8 to 9 hour TV or movie that leads up to something?
I'm thinking that it's going to be a 8 to 9 hour movie. Right. That's what I'm thinking.
Because I don't know if they've committed to any of these series being ongoing series.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if it's just now their new way of telling some of the stories they want to tell.
Right.
Because sometimes, like, definitely WandaVision could not have been a movie at all.
Yeah.
Even if you put them all together, it doesn't fit that movie narrative. It's very episodic, but it's a story that needs to be episodic.
Yeah. So. For sure. Especially with all the TV, episodes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But who knows? Like, even Loki, like, out of the 3, WandaVision is the one I knew that probably will not be an ongoing, just because of the premise and what it is. But Falcon and Winter Soldier, even Loki, sounds like it could be something that could go longer than a season.
Yeah. I mean, you think about how he's like this magical being who can travel anywhere. Right. And I think I think a lot of people would want more seasons of Loki for sure.
Right.
Because he's so popular.
Right. But I don't think they're thinking about what people like. Well, people want this to happen. It's like they're more, this is the story we need to tell in this fashion.
Right.
Not that
I think though that if a series had the potential of having a second, third season that they, build into it. Like WandaVision may not have that potential, even though people want it. I know that people have been asking me, is there going to be a second season of WandaVision?
It doesn't, like, I think it's one of those premises that could only work this way. Like, otherwise it's going to be a different show. It won't be a sitcom thing because it's going to culminate in, I mean, we know it goes to 2000, so they're not going to,
right.
And after a while it's going to lose its kind of allure.
They could, they would have to call it something else, but they could have a series about Wanda and Vision if, but it would have to be different from this series. Like they couldn't do the sitcoms as you were talking about. Right. That it'd have to be an entirely different, plot.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way it could work, but it would be an entirely different show. And that's the thing, right? People, want to see it, but sometimes you got to leave well enough alone and let it be what it is. Mm-hmm. And I don't think Marvel, I honestly, from what I've heard and what is going on, I don't think any of these series, they're looking at it as an ongoing. I think they want to tell this story, and this is the best way to do it. So, yeah, that's my take. I think we lost Loren.
Sorry, folks. For some reason, we had a technical difficulty, and our recording broke in the middle of what we were talking about in the last story. So we're just going to move on to the next story.
I blame Loki.
Yeah, it's Loki. Loki's fault. Darn you. All right. So we have some animation news. Disney Channel has revealed the cast of the animated series Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. So some of the cast are Diamond White from The Lion Guard, who's going to be playing Lunella Lafayette, aka the Moon Girl. And she'll be joined by Alfre Woodard. Wow. From Marvel's Luke Cage and all different. She was in Infinity War. No, Civil War. Sorry. She was in some war. As Lunella's grandmother, Mimi. Libby Bearer from Sneaky Pete as Lunella's best friend and manager, Casey. Sashir Zamata from Saturday Night Live as Lunella's mom, Adria. Jermaine Fowler from Superior Donuts as Lunella's dad, James Jr. Fred Tatacioni from Marvel's Avengers Assemble as the one and only Devil Dinosaur. He's voiced a lot of different characters.
Yes.
I know his name for sure.
Yeah. And
Gary Anthony Williams from Disney Junior's Doc McStuffins as Lunella's grandfather, Pops. Also, Lawrence Fishburne, who is one of the series executive directors, will be voicing the recurring role of the Beyonder. A curious and mischievous trickster, as this says. So that's interesting.
Yeah, if you just watched the 616, so the episode on artists features the artist that does Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. So,
yeah.
That's why I was like, I saw this news and I'm like, I know this title.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's from the show.
Yeah.
And the story, like, I would again go back to the 616 show. I watch that episode because it's really fascinating about two artists that live in Spain. Yeah, and how they work with Marvel. It used to be artists needed to be in New York or now in Los Angeles to work at Marvel as anything, but now with the age of technology, you have these two artists who do these comic books.
Yeah.
And they live in Spain. So
I thought it was interesting how they both kind of suffered in life for a
Yeah.
while, and then they got their big break
Mhm.
and were able to do these series. And yeah, I forget the name of the artist. I wish I could remember her name.
Yeah.
That did the art for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. But
Yeah.
I always like the style of that
Yeah.
series. So
Oh yeah, it's very it's not your typical Marvel superhero. Sorry, I mean it's a little girl and a dinosaur.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
just your average story.
it's a little whimsical in its stylings, I would say.
Right.
But the story behind the artist really translates into the artwork. So this is cool.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I definitely want to see, especially the kind of keep the same aesthetic.
It looks like it. I've seen a little bit of art from it. It looks like they're going to kind of keep the same aesthetic.
Yeah, like I'm not familiar with all the voice work actors here. I mean, Alfre Woodard, I know.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne, of course. I know Shashir Zamata.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I know Fred. I'm not even trying to pronounce his name.
I know.
I mean, he does a lot of he's definitely he's a voice actor. He does a lot. So
yeah.
I know the name. I know he worked on. From what I would know, Watchmen, Overwatch. This is a video game. So, but yeah.
Yeah, he's done quite a few voices.
Yeah, and that's because of the 616 show that I was really curious about this. So
yeah, you'll have to check it out once it comes out.
Yep, definitely.
All right, so our final story is in comic news, and Storm is going to be flying solo, and she's going to head over the seas and into the horizon. So this is going to be kind of her first big break from the X-Men, and yeah, I don't quite know what it means.
Is that really all it says? It's like,
yeah, that's how
heads overseas into the horizon. Like, I don't know what that means.
Right. I'm just thinking that they're just saying that she's going to be in a solo series, that she's going to be alone doing these things without the, because the cover kind of has on the top her with Shadowcat and Nightcrawler, and they're kind of palling around, and then on the bottom it shows her looking over the ocean, I don't know, ocean whatever, and she's kind of like, you see her from the back and looking like he's going to move on from all these X-Men. So yeah,
She's gonna go.
I was trying to find any comic news, and that was really the biggest story I could find.
So let me go find Namor.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, like, I don't know what it's so ambiguous.
yeah, it is ambiguous. So,
but yeah, I like Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope we get a more, I don't say traditional, but a more a live action version that's more in line with who Storm is.
Oh yeah,
which we have not gotten so
yeah.
far. Like, look, I like Halle Berry.
Mm-hmm.
But
I like the other actress who played
but
Storm, whatever her name is.
As good as some of the Fox movies are, they get a lot of the characterizations wrong for the sake of whatever. Like, so, I would like to see.
They either got them wrong or really right.
Right?
Like Wolverine and Nightcrawler.
Yeah, Professor X, Magneto.
X, yeah.
But then you have like Mystique.
Right.
Which, I mean, like, they turn her into her own character, but it's definitely not the Mystique from the comic books.
No.
Definitely Emma Frost and the Hellfire Club. And, Apocalypse.
Yeah, that was.
They never could figure out Phoenix, really.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I never thought that they got Jean Grey right. No offense to Tom Kid Johnson.
Oh yeah, like, but you know, I think with Marvel in control, they'll definitely.
Oh yeah.
So I would love to see Storm in like Black Panther 2 or the Black Panther series at some point.
I have a feeling that Storm will be one of the first mutants to show up.
That'd be cool.
I just have a feeling her and Wolverine. I think they're just chomping at the bit to add those characters. I think there was even more of a priority, I think, for Storm because they could have added her to Black Panther, and that would have been a really, they could still add her to Black Panther, but it wouldn't have been the same kind of story.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's to hoping. Like I can't imagine they'd do an X-Men story without Storm. So it's just a matter of like when are we gonna see her? Sooner than like the rest of the X-Men, or when they announce mutants. I think I have a feeling like I really feel like there's a little bit more synergy between the comic book world of Marvel and the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
So I think something like this also points to like they want to highlight Storm, kind of thing. So that gives me a little bit of hope that we'll see a more true to the character version of Storm in live action.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel has never let us down with the casting, or at least I can't think of anybody that, I mean, maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver, but he died in that movie. So, I had first thought that they had miscast Elizabeth Olsen, but now into WandaVision, I'm like, oh my God, she's so awesome. So, yeah. But other than that, I mean, I can't think of. They've always let us, brought us great actors playing, the characters. So
yeah, like even when, when they announced Captain America as Chris Evans, Chris Evans, I was like, the guy from Not Another Teen Movie,
right?
Or like, I don't know, he was Johnny Storm, so I don't know if that's gonna be people are gonna be like confused or whatever, but like you cannot say Captain America without seeing Chris Evans, and he totally embodies that character. So
he totally does.
And also like, and there's a lot like it's hard to imagine, but like even Robert Downey Jr. was like a really controversial pick.
Yep.
Because at the time he was still like it was during his, he had some problems. So and he is like Mr. Marvel Universe. So so I didn't see Bradley Cooper as Rocket, but now I can't unhear Bradley Cooper as Rocket.
Yep.
So in Marvel we trust, and Kevin Feige I trust.
Totally.
I'm just looking forward to now that like productions are going back on and we're hearing more things. Like I can't wait to see my Black Widow in any medium, whatever. Like I hope we get to see it soon. Like I'll do the Disney Premium, whatever.
I've already subscribed. I mean, I've already bought mine.
Yeah.
Because they did pre-orders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. All right. Well, we have come to the end of our episode. We would love it if you left us a comment below with what your favorite story was, or if you had a differing opinion from one of ours. We'd love to hear your input. So yeah, definitely leave your, share our post with your family and friends on your social sites, and be sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post. It really does help us out. You can always reach us at podcasts at
Yep.
podcast at castlecapesandclones.com. Leave us your feedback, good or bad. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach me personally on Twitter at Lojav and on Instagram at Loren Javier. How about you, Rich?
You can reach me on Instagram and Twitter at R2 Ramasanta.
Okay. Well, the opinions expressed on today's vlogcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you later, guys.
Yep. Excelsior.